When we talk about principles, it means they are non-negotiable. They are not changing your opinion. Today, I am talking about six principles with respect to the circular economy as per ISO 59004 2024. By the time this video will end, you will understand what are the six principles with respect to the circular economy, what exactly they mean by that, why they are important for sustainable development, and what we can learn. When we talk about sustainable development, when we talk about principles are very simple. So as simple as that the sun is rising from the east and it is setting on the west. Anything going down will certainly go down. It is not going to go up. Something similar with respect to it. When we talk in context of sustainable development, we need to understand that all the resources are finite, all the resources have certain life. And we need to see that how we can actively use those resources so that we can use it to the fullest and to the longest. So let me tell you all these six principles one by one. First principle is talking about system thinking. When we talk about system thinking, the intent is that how we can see everything as a system, maybe and as an organization. When we are seeing things from the perspective of environment, that how everything is interrelated with each other. When we are disturbing one thing, it is going to disturb the other things. So we have to see in a holistic perspective that how each and everything in a complex maze is interacting and interrelating with each other. Say, for example, let's take the example of environmental sustainability. When we talk about environmental sustainability, then in an organization, we are manufacturing something, then some product is coming out. Now, along with that product, there may be some pollution which is coming out. When we are using some natural resources, it may be leading to deforestation. So, it means there are different aspects which are related to one thing. We are not working in isolation. So, we have to see it from a systems perspective. The second principle is talking about value creation. Here, the intent is that as an organization, what value we are creating for all our stakeholders. When we talk about stakeholders, it means our customers, suppliers, society, the people who are nearby, and all other stakeholders, whichever is. Because whatever we are doing, whichever profession we are in, we need to see that whether it is helping someone or it is only helping someone as an organization, maybe as an individual. Once we see things from that perspective, then we can make sure that we are doing good for the society. Say, for example, if we take the example with respect to organic farming. Now, we are doing farming regularly. But when we talk about organic farming, we are not only producing something for ourselves, but we are also making sure that we are not using pesticides and chemicals. We are making sure that the soil is good. We are making sure that the water quality in the land is not getting contaminated. And there are many other things that we are creating just by doing one command. The third principle is talking about value sharing. Now, one thing is that we are creating something. The second thing is whatever we are creating, we should not try to keep it with ourselves. We should share with people as much as possible, with all the stakeholders which are there. Because when we talk about an organization, there are three important aspects: social, economic, and environment. And all the three factors impact each other. So we have to see what kind of trade-off we can create in the organization so that we can make sure that we are creating a win-win situation. So when we talk about value sharing, an interesting example can be the fair trade practices. Say let's take example of the coffee farmers. Now in the developing nations, economic situation is not good. So if we can give them good value for their product, then it can help them to economically improve. Now whatever money that organizations or cooperatives are earning, they can reinvest that money back to make sure that the health is improving, their education level is improving. They are helping them to have a better infrastructure with respect to the farming. So that way the value sharing is in. Then the fourth, very interesting, is about resource stewardship. Now here the intent is that what kind of leadership as an organization we are doing whenever we are thinking with respect to sustainable development. Are we thinking only narrowly about our organization, or we are just trying to see how we can effectively use the resources to the best of their capability? Because when we see things from that perspective, then we make sure that we are not taking care of ourselves, but we are taking care of the society as well. For example, if we think with respect to the water management in agriculture. Now, water is very essential for agriculture, but how we can use the water effectively so that we are not consuming too much of water, because water is again a finite resource. Then how we are making sure that we are using different type of crops, the crop rotation is being done, how we are seeing that the different good agriculture practices are being implemented so that with less water we can grow more. So that can be a one example with this. Then the next very interesting principle is with respect to resource traceability. Now, when we talk about resource traceability, the intent is that whatever resources that we are consuming from wherever we are taking resources, maybe the iron ore, maybe anything else, and from there, end product that is being made, what is the traceability with respect to that? What are the different stages that it is passing through? And in all the stages, what are the controls we are having with respect to sustainable. Now, again, taking the example with respect to the coffee farmers. Now, if they are harvesting something, then they are packing it, then they are distributing it, and then they are is going to the next process. Now, all those stages, how we can track how things are happening. Now, you must have seen that with a simple QR code, if you just scan that, and in case there is a traceability mechanism, we can see that where the coffee beans are harvested, and then which are the different stages it has gone. So, this is an example with the next and the last principle with respect to is the ecosystem resilience. Now, when we talk about ecosystem, both the things are applying, natural and unnatural. When we talk about natural, it can be the hurricanes, it can be volcano, it can be anything else. But there are many man-made disasters also which are there, which can be with respect to overfishing, maybe with respect to pollution and other things that we have. So, as an organization, as a country, as a society, what kind of resilience we are building in our system, what kind of things we are doing so that we can make sure that irrespective of any natural or unnatural cases, how we can maintain a good ecosystem so that we can have a sustainable development. Like they take an example of mangrove forest. Now they have got their own ecosystem, their own resilience power that irrespective of anything what is happening to them, they keep on growing themselves again. So if I do a summary, I talked about the six principles with respect to the circular economy. And all the six principles primarily are talking about the sustainable development, that how we can make sure that whatever we are doing present, we can continue to do in future also without disturbing the needs and expectation of coming times. My next video will be with respect to circular economy. Regularly, I'm getting a lot of feedback from your side and they're helping me to understand your expectations. So please to continue. In case you want to understand a little bit more about this particular video, you'll find a link below. If you click that, you'll find a blog. There you can find this information much more. And in case you're liking these kind of blogs and videos, you can always share your friends and colleagues, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and my website, bhavya.com.